another featured game you and Joe Davis are calling is the game in Ireland, which is going to be off the charts, man. I mean, what a scene that will be between the Vikings and the Steelers. You know, the Rooney family, the patriarch once upon a time being our ambassador to Ireland. And then there's an O'Connell coaching a McCarthy going to Ireland. And it's all set up for you. But the Vikings were at the top of my shrug emoji list just because of this quarterback. And then and Chris was pushing for the Steelers to be on that list. What are your levels of expectation for the two teams that you are going to see in Ireland in Week 4 on Fox and NFL Network as well, Greg?
Yeah, so and the NFL schedule makers definitely know what they're doing, right? You laid it out so perfectly. And when that game was picked, Rodgers hadn't officially, there was a lot of rumor and speculation, but Aaron hadn't signed with Pittsburgh just yet. So that's even an added, obviously, element in the storyline of Rodgers in Pittsburgh. So starting with Pittsburgh, obviously they're a perennial playoff team. The job that Tomlin has done, everyone knows about his track record of winning records and that streak and whatnot. They're going to play really good defense. They're going to have guys that can get after you on the defensive side of the ball. They've been trying to figure out, okay, what does this quarterback situation look like? They've tried a numerous amount of guys. They've gone veteran last year with Russ. Now they're going veteran again with Aaron. I think people don't appreciate. I think people think Aaron's time in New York was probably worse than it actually was. I know the first year obviously was a huge expectations and he didn't make it very far, and that was unfortunate. He was not nearly as bad as everyone thinks he was last year. I think he was less good on the Aaron Rodgers scale of expectations, which I think for most quarterbacks playing, they would have taken his season last year. I think there was a lot of things going on in New York with the Jets that were bigger problems than Aaron. I think a motivated Aaron Rodgers, a guy looking to say, okay, I know I'm on my, I'm moving around a little bit, bouncing around the league and late in my career, but I'm still the dude. I'm still an MVP and I can go still carry an offense. I think that's a dangerous proposition as they piece that thing together. Obviously, DK Metcalf and some of those pieces. On the other side, I think Minnesota is really fascinating. I think they caught the league by storm last year. Sam Darnold resurrected his career. They let him walk in free agency, obviously now out in Seattle. Now they turn it over to the first-round pick. J.J. McCarthy got injured early on last year, which really opened the door for Sam to take that job, and obviously he ran with it. If I'm taking from a small pool of coaches, Rich, in the league, that I say, okay, I get a coach's draft. And by the way, you got to get your horse to run a little faster.
Tell me about it, man. It's so friggin' it's too on the nose brand, man. But I understand. Thank you.
Let's just say, if there was a coaching draft picking 18th, you're not going to get Kevin O'Connell. I think safe to say he would be gone. Nice. So I think he's one of the handful of guys in the league that understands how to scheme schematic advantages for an offense through play calling, how to develop and get the best out of his quarterbacks. He did it with Kirk Cousins, obviously did it with Sam. Can he do it again with J.J. McCarthy? And then obviously just his charisma, his ability to coach the entire roster. So I put him in that very small group like a guy like Tomlin. So it has every storyline, every matchup. Both these teams to me are fascinating for the whole season, but of course, the game in Dublin.
Yeah, I'll be on the set on NFL Network doing the studio show, throwing to you guys, and it's just I cannot wait to see that scene. And then the Vikings.
I had heard.
Sorry, go ahead.
You might know more than me. I had heard, Rich, that the day the tickets went for sale, I don't know exactly the mechanism of how all of that works, but the day they went for sale to the general public, I had heard through someone at the NFL that the queue of like people waiting in there to get access to tickets was like 600,000 people, or like something outrageous. So I think the demand in the city and just the country as a whole is pretty outrageous.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show live weekdays from 12 to 3 p.m. Eastern on Roku Sports Channel in the U.S.